Quite right, let's get this rolling. Okay.
I might have to just explain that it is a full bottle. We haven't finished it.
Well, the time is only 12, so
yeah,
not time yet.
Little early.
We have got a bit of a reputation for it. Don't know if we've got a reputation for Prosecco, but gin certainly.
Got a reputation for gin, coffee and cake, I think.
Yeah. Okay, we've got quite a few people on, right? Let's get rolling. You've got your microphone on.
I have got my microphone on,
Perfect.
yeah, indeed. Well, hello there everybody and welcome to our Friday live stream from Triangle Nursery. We are in the mood to celebrate Mother's Day today because it is next weekend, so don't forget Mum's next weekend. Now I'm going to use a colour scheme of lilacs and purples, which are a very calm, gentle, inspiring colour scheme. The colour palette that we've got here sort of ranges from a pale pink lilac through into a deeper shade of purple, and then ending up with a much darker. So you've got that whole monochromatic colour theme, very soothing and very calming. The flowers that I'm using today are this dendrobium orchid here, which is called Galaxy. We have Campanula. Miss World, I do apologise, Miss World. Sorry, it's very similar to Galaxy, weren't we? Very similar to Galaxy, colour tone wise, but it's actually Miss World is the one that's currently available, so that's the one we've got today. So Miss World, and then we've got blue Campanula or Campanula lampion. They call it blue, but actually it's more of a purple. I've got some roses here, which are Fifth Avenue. Really lovely little rose, really solid, hard, nice formed head, and almost thorn free, so great for you florists out there. Also got a carnation there called Moonlight. That's quite a deep purple one, that. And then we've got Eucalyptus parvifolia in the middle, which is the light delicate one. I'm going to use a rattan basket. These we are absolutely in love with here at Triangle. These are a new range on our website. We have them in all shapes and sizes. This particular one is 763 plus VAT. Really solid basket, really well made. This one's actually got, I won't scrunch the cellophane too much because it will probably deafen you all out there, but this one has almost like a double side to it with the handle over the centre. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to include flowers and a little gift. Now, as our reputation goes before us here at Triangle, we're going to use alcohol. You could, however, put chocolates in there or something else, perfume or something, so that your mum gets flowers and a gift. So what I've done is just a little bottle of Prosecco here that I've gift wrapped in some cellophane and just tied a little bow around it. I'm going to pop that in one side of the basket. And I've just done a little nest of cellophane in the base of the basket just to lift it up a little bit so it's high enough so you can see it. And then for the other side of the basket, I have one of the giant square round plastic containers or Oasis dishes. I've put an entire block of Oasis in that and I've taped it with 12mm pot tape. And I'm just going to sit that in the other side of the basket.
So just to welcome everyone, we've got quite a few watching today, which is all lovely to see you. Just if you haven't watched before, I'm Laura. I'm always in the background. I never make my face shown. But let's do a shout out. We've only got one commenter at the moment, which is Chris, who is our lovely Filipino, and he's watching and says good evening, which did throw me at the start. But yes, good evening to you. It's lovely to see you again.
Thanks for joining us, Chris.
And make yourself known. We've got 28 people watching us at the moment, so say hello.
Oh, that's a good start.
Say what you're doing today, and if you are making any arrangements for Mother's Day.
So here we have the start of the arrangement. So we've got the Prosecco and we've got the Oasis ready to put the flowers in and create an overall gift. So yeah, thanks to everybody for joining us nice and bright and early today, and good evening to you, Chris.
Slightly different.
Yeah, let us know where you are. We love to hear where you're calling it or where you're watching us from. Obviously, if you can hear us loud and clear, hit that like button. Don't forget to share us with your friends, and you can, for more tips and hints and other videos and infomercials really that we've done as well, just subscribe to our YouTube channel. There's loads of hints, especially for the forthcoming wedding season, so yeah, catch up with us there. Right, so down to business. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do the arrangement. I'm going to keep twisting it round so that you can see what I'm doing. I did try and attempt to do it on a turntable so I could keep swinging it round for you guys to watch, but it was so high I felt like I was a little dwarf sitting underneath it, so you couldn't see me. So hence why we're not going down the turntable route. Yeah. So we're going to start off with some foliage. So I'm just going to remove that from my vase here.
And just to let you know, we will add, I've just put a sentence at the top at the moment, but we will add a recipe, like we've done on the events listing, of what we've used today, so we don't have to keep mentioning it throughout the video.
And for those of you who've not got a great memory like me, I won't keep forgetting what I'm using.
It's always good to refer back to it, I know. Well, it's a very quiet audience. I think they're concentrating.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Good.
Or possibly, I don't know.
Can't hear snoring coming from the other end. Good. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to place the foliage in and around the bottle of Prosecco, so it actually makes it look like it's an integral part of the arrangement. If you do an arrangement that kind of sits on its own and doesn't include the gift, it almost looks like the gift is an afterthought. Kind of appears as though it doesn't really belong. So what I'll do is I'll finish putting the eucalyptus in, and I'll turn the basket around, so hopefully you'll get a feel for what I mean.
You're keeping the stems quite long there, Debs. Is there a reason for that? You're not doing it smaller as to meet the size of the container?
Well, usually the general rule is your overall finished arrangement is supposed to be 2/3 the size of the container. Now, all rules are made to be broken, and 99.9% of the time I break them. But because you've got such a big basket, you've got quite a lot of visual weight going on here. So in order to kind of counterbalance, especially with the weight of the bottle, you need to go a little bit high. By bringing the greenery in through the side, kind of give it an all-encompassing feel, so it gives you an overall balanced finish.
Okay, perfect. Oh, we've got some lovely people. They are saying hello now. So we've got Sarah who's joined us. We've got Julie.
Hi Sarah and Julie.
Julie, I don't know why, but you've got a little icon above you saying top fan, so thank you.
Oh wow!
That's so cool.
Oh, if only I knew how to do that. IT is not my strong point, for those of you who are watching that haven't come across my IT exploits before. I like to think flowers are my strong point, and that's how I'm going to keep it. Much to the relief of Laura.
Well, we've got Jackie and Channy all joining us, saying hello.
Hello ladies. And we have bright sunshine here in sunny Suffolk today.
I know, spring
which
has arrived.
is marvellous, amazing, and so needed.
Absolutely. I actually haven't got a jumper on today, which is
I know, exposed arms. And as you can see, I'm still togged up with 27 layers, and I'm a cold mortal. I really feel the cold. So floristry probably wasn't really the best decision in career move for me, really, but there you go. After 40 years, I think I'm stuck with it now.
No looking back now, Debs.
No. I did a demonstration for a local flower club last night, and when I was describing my career, I said, how many people can say that they sell smiles? Because that's what we do. When you present someone with a bunch of flowers and they smile, what better feeling is there?
Absolutely.
So yeah, fantastic industry to be in. Right, so you can see what I've achieved here so far. So by bringing the...
Show your face, Debs. I know you don't like to do it.
I'm getting, for those of you who think I've gone a little bit mental now, I'm getting direction from my stage manager here, Laura. I know stage manager, it's more a bit like Laurel and Hardy really, isn't it?
We'll have the double act.
Yeah, so watch out for the Laura and Debs Roadshow.
Coming soon. Imagine.
So what you can see is I've brought the foliage out right to the very edges of where the Prosecco is, just to encompass that all into the arrangement. So that's the foliage base started, and I'm going to put into the arrangement the lampion, the Campanula lampion.
We've got lots more ladies commenting now. We've got Debbie, Vicky, Marion and Linda. Oh, and also we've got Wendy's joined us again.
Oh, thank you for joining us, ladies. And Debbie, what a lovely name. Might be slightly biased there, maybe.
Slightly biased there, Deb. I think I had a Laura last week, so I'll let you
Okay,
on.
we've got an even balance going on there then.
Any Lauras? Come on.
Right, okay. So I've started off by placing the Campanula at the very height of the arrangement, just to give it the dimensions that it needs to start the arrangement off with.
With the Campanula,
Yep.
you've always got that top flower. Do the other buds open or are they insignificant?
No, they will open.
Okay.
Eventually they will open. Oops, missed that. What you will need to do though is once the top bloom finishes, you need to nip that out, or snip it off, and then the other blooms will start to develop.
Oh,
You
okay.
probably won't find they'll all open, but the majority of them will, especially if I just show you, especially the little fat ones that are showing colour
Yeah.
already, they should open.
Okay.
Right. And now I'm just adding some more into the side parts of the arrangement, just again to keep that theme going and to encompass the bottle as well. I'm just going to pop a piece in front of the bottle and some behind. Now the Campanula lampion comes in bunches of 10. It's a really lovely flower actually for pedestal
you can see
work.
it on that stem, can't you really?
Absolutely, yeah, that's a better stem, to be fair. These possibly will open actually, but you can see how the ones that have the slight colour
Yeah.
colour starting to develop, they will open better. I'm not sure whether these ones will, I doubt it, but as I say, you can just remove the faded blooms when they're finished, and it will encourage the other blooms to come out and develop. So yeah, these are sold in multiples of 10, and a really, really useful flower for pedestal work because they stand quite nice and upright and rigid. But also you can get, if you want to, a slight draping effect as well. So pedestal work they work really, really well with. So if you're finding that antirrhinums or stocks are a little bit too cost prohibitive, then sometimes the Campanula actually do offer a better option value for money. Have good shelf life as well. You can normally expect 7 to 14 days from Campanula. So that would be in a vase though. Probably wouldn't get quite so long in an oasis.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I personally think they're a really good option cut flower wise. So, okay, so just popping the rest of those in. So whilst I'm just finishing placing the Campanula into the arrangement, I'm going to use all 10 stems. We'll just touch on what's coming up. So we have for April, yeah, it's April. Our flower of the month in April are daffodils and narcissi. So we're going to try and come up with some nice inventive ideas on what you can do with daffodils and narcissi. So watch out for that. And also, yeah, we've got a new venture, haven't we? Our mystery boxes, which are really proving really successful, aren't they? People are loving them. So go onto our website and have a look at mystery boxes. And if you want to get something for your Mother's Day, actually, and Mum's a real flower fanatic, why don't you order her a mystery box? You've got up until the 26th of March to order, ready for delivery, so Mum gets it in time for Mother's Day. And the box will come with a selection of flowers that Mum can actually make an arrangement with herself. So really good idea for those flower-minded people. And we don't actually know what's in the mystery boxes. We have a buyer here that keeps it a surprise from us as well.
Absolutely. There were some beautiful ones this week. Lots of some living orchids, roses, all for love roses were used this week. Absolutely gorgeous.
They were lovely. And to be fair, if it's something, you know, if you're not, well, it works on both ways really. If you're someone that's very familiar with flowers, it's quite nice to get perhaps varieties that you wouldn't normally purchase for yourself. And if you're someone that's quite new to different varieties of flowers, it's a really good learning experience on how to put together various bits and pieces. The colour scheme that's worked out is absolutely fantastic. It's all pretty much monochromatic, it's all balanced, it's all done for you. So yeah, look out for our mystery boxes. We're loving them. And we're actually really loving the pictures that you're sending in that you've created with your mystery boxes. So here we have the lampion added. So you can see there how by bringing the Campanula right out to the very sides, we actually encompass that Prosecco. So it doesn't look like it's something that should have been stuck out on a limb as an afterthought. Okay, and my basket is moving without too much screeching, which is always good.
Perfect.
So I'm just going to add in the dendrobiums now, Miss World.
Beautiful.
They are really lovely. And again, dendrobiums are almost a touch of luxury really, although in comparison with other flowers they're actually very reasonably priced, especially for their shelf life. I mean, you can normally expect a good week, probably up to 3 weeks actually with dendrobiums. What you will find though, again with these, is the wrong teeth in today, the bottom blooms will start to fade. So just once they fade, just nip them off just like that, and then it will encourage the other ones to come out. You're never going to get the whole stem coming out though, unfortunately, but you will probably get, as I say, the slightly fatter, slightly coloured buds coming out. And a beautiful flower to use for corsages and buttonholes in a wedding. And as I say, quite cost effective really. So that's Dendrobium Miss World that we're using. Now they will arrive, they're sold in multiples of 10. They arrive complete with their own little water bubble. File, thank you. Just been talking to someone about a bouquet which came in its own little water bubble, so sorry, brain's not quite focused. Yeah, so they come with their own little water file. So they're actually in water in transit, which is always really good. I wouldn't recommend leaving them in that though. Once you receive them, I would strongly recommend that you take the water file off, recut the stems and put them into buckets of fresh clean water, because you don't know how old the water is that you've got in the water file. Okay,
so just in answering that to your question, Jo, all of the prices of the flowers that have been used in this arrangement are available to view on the website. So you can access that as well as the Rattan basket and all of the floristry supplies.
Indeed. Our viewers are quite quiet today.
They are very quiet, aren't they?
I scared them.
We've got 30 watching and I think they're intently or concentrating, I would say.
Okay, do feel able to ask questions out there, because we do our best to answer them. Between us, we normally come up with an answer, don't we?
Absolutely.
Right, just putting my last orchid in. Just going to swing that round so you can see. So you can see by bringing in flowers both sides, as I said, just to repeat what I've said already, by bringing flowers and foliage both sides of the gift, you encompass it completely, so it actually looks part of an integral part of the arrangement rather than just an afterthought.
Absolutely.
So now I'm going to use my gorgeous roses. These are Fifth Avenue. I'm quite partial to these. They're a really lovely, strong, meaty, chunky rose. And have you noticed I've gone very much down the lilac theme just lately? Unusual for me.
I've definitely noticed on this arrangement, if I'm honest.
Yeah. You couldn't fail to, not really,
No.
could you?
I thought that was a trick question there. I thought, I tell you, it's something to do with Mother's Day. I feel like you go more towards the pastels and
I think you do
lilacs.
actually. Yeah, you can't. I don't know why,
Pinks.
because a lot of mums are very much into bright colours,
Yeah,
you know.
I don't know really.
And colours are so subjective, aren't they?
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, and they have so much meaning as well. I mean, lilacs and blues are very much encouraging sort of free spirit and forward thinking and calmness and I suppose what's the word, creativity and things like that, you know, whereas if you do red, it kind of almost signifies danger and what have you. So yeah,
Got
colour.
a bit of love in there, Debs, don't
Oh yeah, and
you?
love.
You got the love.
You know I'm
Don't
not
take that out.
romantic. You know I'm not romantic. And yellow, obviously, sunshine signifies happiness, and yeah. So colours do have quite an impact in how you feel, I must admit. Okay, so I'm just going to place the last rose in to the arrangement. I'm actually going to put it to the left of the arrangement so it counterbalances weight-wise the bottle of Prosecco. I'll
We've got a
swing that
question from
round.
Joan, so I'm just going to read it slowly. If you brought the flowers up at the back instead of out to the sides, like you have done, would that be wrong?
Up at the back, what, behind the Prosecco do you mean? Do you think she means behind the Prosecco?
I reckon so.
Yeah, I mean you could, I mean this is only an interpretation of an arrangement. You could use the Prosecco as your focal point if you wanted to, and put the Prosecco dead centre of the arrangement, and then obviously put flowers in that are high behind that, so almost the Prosecco creates a line in the arrangement, and that's your focal point. So yeah, there's no hard and fast rules really. It very much depends on the style arrangement.
Right and wrongs as such.
No, I wouldn't.
You work to your own kind of style, don't you? And you learn as you go along to what
Absolutely.
you prefer to do. So yeah.
And like people, no two flowers are ever the same.
No.
So, you know, you create something that's specific for that person or that particular variety of flower. So it's no hard and fast rules. Like I said earlier, there aren't any rules really.
No.
Right, so you can see how we've got that lovely subtle colour going on now. So I'm now going to give it a little bit of depth of colour. Drama. Ah, good word, Laura. Drama.
Bit of drama,
Bit of drama.
Lovely.
We all love a bit of drama in our life,
We do.
or do we? Right, so your carnations tend to come in a nice tight bud form like this, so they're quite tight. Doesn't really do the bloom justice. So to get them to look a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, if you just nip the calyx slightly, it will squeak a little bit, but it's not really complaining. And then you can just fluff them up. So nip the calyx slightly and fluff the bloom. And you can see that's much more aesthetically pleasing than your tight bud. It's not detrimental to the bloom. It's not going to affect the life expectancy. So yeah, it just makes it look a little bit more pleasing. Not really cruel.
Sometimes.
Okay, so our viewers are very quiet today. Very quiet.
Everyone, answer questions.
Let us know what you're doing. Let us know what events you've got planned for Mother's Day. What flowers you're working with. Yeah, what you're going to make up. When you're going to start making up. and whether you're going to get any sleep Saturday night. As you can see, I'm fluffing all of these carnations as we go along. Technical term that, obviously, fluffing.
So we sell like 2 different varieties on the site, don't we, Deb?
Of
Carnations, Colombian and...
Oh yes, we do. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the genetically modified ones, the Moon Aqua and the...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we do sell 2 different types of carnations online. We sell the Colombian, which are sold in multiples of 25. You'll find on our website that they have a set price for the entire bunch of 25. And then we sell other ones in multiples of 20, and they have a price per stem on our website. Now the ones that are sold in 20 are 99% of the time Dutch ones. They do tend to be a slightly larger head, and they also tend to be a little bit more developed when you receive them. So just factor that into account when you're making your order. If you want carnations that are going to, I suppose, be in an arrangement and last quite a nice long while, then probably go for the Colombian. If you want something that's open for buttonhole work and things like that, something that's going to give you an instant colour, I'd probably go for the Dutch ones. There are more varieties in the Dutch, to be honest. You've got a much bigger colour choice, so yeah. As with everything in life, it's horses for courses, really. It's whatever works for the arrangement that you're doing.
Got a question, Deb. Are we going on a venture this year? Are we going to the Chelsea Flower Show this year? I don't know.
We have spoken about it, but I think it very much depends on our workload.
Absolutely. Are you going to the Chelsea Flower Show? Anyone in the audience going to the Chelsea Flower Show this year? Spectacular, to be fair, isn't it?
To my eternal
Incredible.
shame, I've been in the industry 40 years and I've never once been. Simply because I've always been too busy.
Yeah.
I've either had build up to wedding work or I've been doing something. But yeah, it's about time I went, really.
Yeah.
About time I went.
Make an appearance. Just looking at how you're cutting the stems, you're cutting above the node every time. Is there a reason for that?
There is. A good point, Laura. So basically, all of your carnations have this little node here. So if you imagine, if you cut there, when your water goes into the stem, it's got this almost, what would you call it? Obstacle, yeah. It's got this obstacle before it can actually go up the stem, before it goes up the cell structure. If you cut just above the node, it's got free rein to go whee all the way up the stem. So yeah, always cut just above the node and not below. And as we always say, cut at an angle, so you've got a nice sharp point, so that when it sits on the bottom of the vase, you've actually got that surface area expelled for the cells exposed for the water to go up. If you cut across straight, A, it could sit flat on the base of the vase and cause an air block so it doesn't take any water, and B, the surface area is so much smaller there, you've got less cells able to take water up. So
is that the same principle when you're putting into the oasis?
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely the same. Yep. I would still always cut at an angle to go in oasis because you've got that sharp point that you can dig into. The only time I would not do that is if I'm using a hollow stemmed flower, because if you can appreciate, if it's hollow stemmed, if you cut at an angle, that point is going to be so weak. When you try and push it into the oasis, it's just going to crumble. So if you cut directly across, you've got a sort of a circular surface area to then force into oasis. So yeah, that's the only time I'd make an exception for that, really.
And I'm sure we'll get into that next month when we do our flower of the month.
We certainly will.
Wendy's learning lots. She said it's very beautiful.
Thank you, Wendy.
You're learning a lot.
That's what it's all about.
If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask.
No, definitely. We do. We try and give as much information out as we possibly can here, don't we?
Yeah.
But to be honest, occasionally we'll get a question where we don't know the answer, but it's actually really nice in a way, because it then gives us a chance to go and research, and we can find out the answer, and we learn as well, because every day is a school day.
Absolutely.
So I'm never too old to learn. Never. No, definitely not. Definitely not. Well, I'm getting that way.
No, you're not.
I'm still learning. Okay, so I think we have our finished design. Just doing an overall look. The only thing I haven't done is bare bum.
Bare bum.
Absolutely. So I'm going to just fill the bare bum in. Excuse me while I disappear and get some greenery. I'm just going to use the rose leaves just to fill the back in. Now, as I always say, you pay for the whole stem, so you should use it. I've got a few little buds here left from the Campanula, so I'm actually going to pop those in as well and just fill the back in.
I feel like it's your motto now, Debs. With
I know, a
use every part of the
catchphrase.
stem.
Yeah, you pay for it all, so try and use it all. Absolutely.
Ooh, what Linda says, one word. Stunning.
Oh, thank you, Linda.
Love that.
Sadly, I think she's referring to the arrangement.
I think she is, I'm afraid.
Yeah, no, I don't have any illusions, believe me.
You crack me up.
Well, you got to have a laugh.
You do indeed.
There's so much serious stuff going on in the world out there. You got to try and have a little laugh where you can.
Absolutely.
And most of the time it's at my expense, so that's all right.
It's looking fabulous.
Just filling the back in here, so as I say, we've alleviated the bare bum bit. We now have a filled in back. So there we go. I would better just show you that I have filled the back in, haven't I? There you go.
There we are.
I'm turning that round. There we go. So I think, oh, I forgot to say, we have a fantastic selection of ribbons as well. So don't forget to check out our accessories section on our website, where you can find every possible colour that's going to tone with whatever you're putting together. So
Just really to show the colour palette, because
yeah, absolutely.
it works with, say, that silver ribbon. It would work really nicely because it goes in with the rattan basket, and it's very down to personal choice. But you could add a bow, say, on your little, oh my god, what do you call it?
Handle.
Handle.
You've been working with me too long, Laura. It's catching.
Oh, dear.
Oh, lovely.
We have got a comment from Debbie, and we always get asked this, Debbie, don't we? How much would it cost, this arrangement? But what do we always say?
It's really difficult because we've done it from a wholesale point of view, and everybody has their own customer base, really. I mean, your client base might be prepared to pay sort of £80 for something like this if you're based somewhere sort of in London or similar. If you did something like this perhaps in a less wealthy area, you might struggle to get sort of £40 for it. So it's really difficult you kind of have to match the budget that you've got with what you create. So I struggle to give people an idea of cost for that, really, to be honest.
And also depends on varieties.
Absolutely, and time of year.
Time of year, yeah.
Absolutely,
So,
because to be fair, at the moment the Campanula is still relatively expensive. You get into June and the price will go really low on that. So yeah, a very difficult question to answer.
So it'd be best if you just pop on the website, have a look at all the different varieties and how much they cost, and then you can get an idea from there.
I mean, and obviously the markup and the profit that you make is down to you. It just very much depends on your customer base and what you can actually get from your customers, and how much you can charge for the product and your labour, and whatever your USP is as well, you know. So yeah, really impossible question to answer, unfortunately.
Perfect. So let's go to the end.
Okay, so next week on our live stream we're going to be creating letters with flowers. So we're going to be doing Gypsophila and Echevera letters for weddings or for just general parties, or actually even funerals they could be used for. So don't forget to tune in and see us next Friday at 12 o'clock. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed our live stream today. We've enjoyed sharing some tips and hints with you. So don't forget to like us on Facebook, and don't forget to look at our YouTube channel. Have a fantastic weekend, and don't forget to share us with your friends. Have a fantastic weekend, and enjoy your preparations ready for Mother's Day. I'm sure all of you out there are starting to plan what you're doing for next weekend, flower wise and sundries wise and foliage wise. So good luck with that. We're all in it together. So have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now.